Thoughts on the Josh Shapiro situation? Yo, the Josh Shapiro situation is crazy. It's a lot worse than I expected based on the opening news bit.
Pennsylvania police say a 38-year-old man is in custody in connection with an arson attack at the home of the state's governor. Although firefighters were able to put out the flames, the house was significantly damaged. Governor Josh Shapiro's family was woken up by police and evacuated. The governor says the attack was targeted, but it won't deter him from his work.
His mansion was stabbed like 23 times in the back of the head, but we're pretty sure that it was a residential suicide. Yeah, I don't know. Seems like an attempt to kill him. 27? Was it 27? Yeah. A man accused of breaking into and setting fire to Josh Shapiro's residence while the governor's family slept admitted to harboring hatred for Shapiro and said he would have beaten the governor with a hammer if they had encountered one another. So 99% chance this is a right-wing terrorist. Not that you'll hear Pam Bondi use that language, of course. But is it possible this person was like in any way connected with the lady who Josh Shapiro's investigate, like that he allowed to? He was anti-Democrat? Okay, we already have the political motives, all right. A surge in violent threats against politicians in recent years included a plot to kidnap Gretchen Whitmer, a Democrat, in 2023, and 2 assassination attempts against Trump. Shockingly, all of these were committed by Republicans. Did you talk about the neo-Nazi kid who planned to kill Trump? Now, I briefly mentioned it because we were watching the Los Angeles Bernie Sanders AOC oligarchy rally, of course, which have been, they've been popping. But yeah, attempted assassin of Donald Trump looks under the hood. Wow, it's a neo-Nazi. It's crazy. 17-year-old Wisconsin teen killed his parents in order to position himself to assassinate Donald Trump, accused of living with their corpses for 2 weeks. Truly the best the white race has to offer. That's what he cared about, by the way. Identified himself as a follower of the Nine Angles, which the FBI describes as a neo-Nazi cult that, quote, advocates for the use of violence and terrorism to overthrow governments and destroy modern civilization. That's cool. Dude, I wonder how many people in the Trump administration you would find if you traced back these, like, young, radicalized neo-Nazi terrorists to the adults who groomed them. Because none of them are like this, like, on their own. They go onto Roblox or whatever, and then adults are like, hey, there's a reason why you're not getting laid as a freshman in high school, and it's because of Jews or something. They get groomed by adults, and there's like this whole network of it. This keeps happening, like over and over. Maybe it was the parents? Nah, I don't think so.
Tonight, 17-year-old Nikita Kasip, already charged with the chilling double murder of his Wisconsin parents, now in the FBI's crosshairs for investigators believe plotting to kill President Donald Trump, according to newly unsealed federal court documents. The news stunning the small city of Waukesha.
What's it like to hear
Big
that
house,
about your neighbor?
small city.
It's terrible. I was just so torn by it.
This FBI affidavit saying authorities found in the teen's phone a manifesto calling for the assassination of the President of the United States in order to foment a political revolution and promote white supremacy, along with materials linking him to a neo-Nazi extremist group. Investigators writing Kasip in mess.
It's always like it. It's always like this, right? It's always the like disillusioned suburban white, like upper middle class or upper class, judging from that house, It was that's who Osama bin Laden was. That's all the people, all the in ISIS, like the median zealot of ISIS wasn't like a random poor Arab or whatever. It was like a radicalized, Islamic type neo-Nazi from a relatively privileged upbringing who gets like, disillusioned and radicalized. That's what Osama bin Laden was, He was wealthy as
Messages with someone said he planned to use a drone in the attack that would drop a bomb with nuts, bolts, needles, and then flee to Ukraine. The affidavit stating Kasip had paid for, at least in part, a drone and explosives and was communicating with someone with a Ukrainian number. It did not say where or when he allegedly planned to target the president. This after, back in late February, local authorities during a welfare check found the teen's parents shot to death in the family home. The affidavit saying the couple had been dead for roughly 2 weeks and Kasip...
Azov battalion? Well, to be fair, there are probably a lot of people in Ukraine who want Trump dead.
Living in the home with their bodies, then fleeing before he was arrested in Kansas. Investigators writing the killing of his parents appeared to be an effort to obtain the financial means and autonomy necessary to carry out his plan.
Maggie Vespa joins us now outside the Waukesha jail where this teen's being held. And Maggie, the White House is not commenting tonight?
Yeah, Hallie,
Yeah, he's not a leftist, so they don't want to talk about it. If he was a leftist, they would want to talk about it, but he's not, so they don't want to talk about it. It's literally that simple. It's that we could run through like 24 crazy, deranged neo-Nazi plots, and the first one, they ignore every single one of them, and the first one that's done by like a lefty or a black guy or whatever, like that's the one they'll latch onto.
that's right. We reached out to the White House for comment. We have yet to hear back. This, of course, after multiple attempts on the president's life last year. Kassup's attorney, for what it's worth, also not responding to our request for comment. He, the teenager in this case, has yet to enter a plea in the murder case tied to those state charges. At the same time, this affidavit indicating multiple federal charges could be coming.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I would expect that. That tracks, I think. I don't know, seems like a time of heightened extremism between that and the arson. Oh, is this the guy they picked up? Holy shit. Geez, that looks like a pathologic NPC. This is respectfully, I'm pulling out my like 1910s phrenology handbook on like skull types that indicate criminality. My God. He does look a bit like Rasputin, who also, let's be fair, does not have a very trustworthy face, if I'm to understand. That's a teenager? No, we switched tabs. Now we're looking back at the arson at Josh Shapiro's manor. No, yeah, this is the MAGA teenager. He's literally 12, exactly. Took Balmer about an hour to walk from his Harrisburg home to the governor's residence early Sunday. When he arrived, Balmer hopped the fence surrounding the residence, broke 2 windows with a hammer, threw an incendiary device through one of the broken windows, and then climbed in through the other to enter the home. Captured by security cameras, through a second incendiary, kicked a dining room door down and fled the scene. Okay. Shapiro and his family woke up at around 2 a.m. Sunday to loud bangs on the door from one of the state troopers assigned to their detail, alerting them to the flames. Huh. Did they not have, like, a fire alarm? Wouldn't they have been woken up by a fire alarm? Like, they got woken up by state troopers arriving at their manor, so the fire's been going long enough that other people have been called to the scene. They just not hear it? Or maybe the house is big enough that the fire alarm, like, it tripped the signal to the fire department, but they didn't get the word? Or maybe there was, like, other security. They are, you know, he is a governor. Maybe they weren't home? Oh, wait, were they not home? They were at their other mansion. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Okay. The governor's residence has 24/7 security. Yeah, how the f did this guy even get in there? Wonder if he had a guy on the inside. Suspect turned himself in. Oh, okay. Balmer admitted to harboring hatred towards Shapiro. Said he wanted to beat him with a hammer. Also expressed disdain for former President Joe Biden, also a Democrat in social media multiple times since 2021. Just the median right-winger here. Think he'll be pardoned? No, probably not. He's going to be brought up in state charges in the state that Josh Shapiro is the governor of. I would be very surprised if he got pardons from Josh Shapiro. Yeah, he would offer pardons as like a sign of bipartisan, you know, consensus.